What's good, everybody? The creator has spoken. Yes, I know, everything has been going downhill, and the whole thing has not been updated since the last short devlog. But I'll tell you what happened. Basically, your boy here, the creator here, the man who made the whole story, basically, I was trying to find any, modelers and scripters, and maybe eventually more artists, because, they were the ones that were kind of stopping the whole game process. That's why the game wasn't still made in development yet. Sorry if I couldn't make it a whole thing. I'm still trying to find them. Enough of a little sappy wappy story. Let me tell you the story that how I got here to now. It all starts at my own house back in 2021 in November. Not sure what the date, but you know what I mean, specifically where the day is. But I all know it was back in November of 2021. And back in that day, I had pulled up my beautiful computer, turn on the computer, and play for hours in Roblox or Minecraft or any YouTube watching videos. And I was just living some of my best life out there, well, besides my drama issues, but it was okay at first when I had my own share of timing. But then I always check on some Roblox games, and I start to wonder, what if I can make my own Roblox game? And at first, I didn't know which type of Roblox game I'm gonna make. Was it going to be a survival horror game? Was it going to be like a parkour game? Or so much more? It could be anything. 2021 was where I saw some few games, or gameplays actually, of Dead by Daylight. And I already know about this. I've heard that the story that Forsaken was actually inspired by Dead by Daylight, yada yada, we all know the story. I checked on it and I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty cool, pretty awesome. Maybe I can make my own story. So I just kept the idea for a while, and after some story creating, I've just been kind of I don't know, and stuff. And which is where, back in March of 2025, I see Forsaken, I see Die of Death a little bit, I see some, for example, the fucking Fly by Night coming on, right? So I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time to make my own Asym game. So I started pursuing that dream, making my own game and working behind the scenes before the channel was created back in February of 2026. And for then, I was still, well, literally, ironically, still fucking lacking of work. So I'm still trying to find anything and finding any more resources. And then when I figured out all the resources, I was starting to figure out at that point and put my fingers in my butthole. What the my idea, and I started to create my channel, which you see now today. And it had a different logo now if you're looking at the future, because whoever was watching this back in OG times, you remember this one. I used to have that. And basically, when I was working on some stuff, I was taking this game's inspired for any other ones, which I will get to the part 3 later. But in any case though, I was just dreaming, just hoping anything could work. And when I first made my first short, I was oblivious, okay? I did not thought it was gonna be something crazy, it was gonna be abandoned, I was gonna scrap it, until you people, out of all the people I see, okay, I see multiple people watching my short, and I got loved. Oh, so many comments, so many loves, and almost tons of likes. I was up the moon. I could never expect something this crazy to show up. And so after a few hours later, I made this. Yeah, I know, it's pretty cool, pretty crazy, but, you know, something like that. And after I explained a lot of stuff how I liked and how I was appreciative of it and making this game to be existence, I was off the chair, sitting in my chair, and I'm like, you know what? Let's not scrap. let's finally get this game up to JIT. So I was working on it and trying to get this game up and running to this day. And yeah, that's not too much of the story. Yeah, I know it's pretty stupid, but it was something of mine I never thought it would be going crazy about. So let's now close the page and close the book, and let's go to part 3 of the section. Hello everyone, we are in the third section of the whole thing. Now, you may ask yourself, what is this game about, my friend? Well, I will tell you now. This game is basically inspired by I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, 1984, Old Tomorrows, and of course Blood Mandarin. It's a 4-book story. One of the books got a fucking whole ass fucking game in 1996, and well, not too much about it. I know this game is not too much to develop of talking, but you know, a lot of stuff. But also, it's there's gonna be about 16 survivors, and there's gonna be about more than 6 killers, or more than 8 or 7 killers. Okay, and there's also gonna be some little cool things about it, like custom killers, story, what you're gonna do of what they are. There's also going to be ARGs of some stuff that you have to figure out some part, and you can learn about them, and, you know, specifically and stuff, of which ones you want to know, and, you know, yada yada yada. Each survivor has his own sad story about their lives, and their torture in a messed up place, and, of course, the whole show and the whole thing of who's running the show is run by a powerful entity, purely more than existence, and was created by a prototype as a God's first creation, as prototype of the entire existence, and was bound with chains of regret and other bullshit. But it was purely built, or born out of pure hatred. He's a definition of hatred of all humanity and everything else beneath it. Now, and who would that be? That, my friend, is it is a fucking main villain of the story, where it was created by by God himself. It was a prototype creation that was purely by hate whenever he was created, and was trapped by God himself to basically never let that fucker get out of his cage and his imprisonment in the deepest parts of the layers of hell. So yeah. And basically, he's very much dangerous. So dangerous, in fact, that he literally tricked the devil himself to basically get absolutely hammered down by some fucking archmichaels, like the angels, and so that he could take like a powerful ancient artifact that was very sacred and powerful. He took it, and last thing he ever did is just take it and steal it. Never seen it ever again. That's all for now I could say for what the game is about. You can ask me a question what the game is about, I can answer that question for you, but in any case, I think it's about time we need to say about the future plans of it. So, let's go to the final chapter. I want to make this clear. This is the final chapter, and I want to end this off so I cannot have to keep editing the video too much, so yeah. First things first, there's going to be ARGs, playable ARGs. You're going to solve them and try to figure out what the story behind this game is all about and everything else for it. Second object is making a comic. Whatever, if it's like a lore comic of side characters, the fun facts, or just bullshit ass adventures they would do for side quests. And the last thing to do is to make its greatest project of all time. Indie animated series. Yes, that is right. This Asym game is gonna have its own indie animated series, and it will not have it unless if you're supported. So please continue supporting it until we can get some fucking help on the team, and eventually, well, this game will have an indie animated series up to date. So you're gonna help us out, or you're just gonna I know, yeah, you're just gonna eat some fucking peanut butter jelly sandwich like Torek over there, but it doesn't matter. yeah, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you later. When is my creator gonna even mention us in this fucking community? What do you find about this?
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet.
Hey, I know you're black, but you can't say you're got it?